Fabio, we'll start with you. And a very important third place for you in Germany. You said on the day it felt like a victory for you on a circuit that clearly was a struggle for Yamaha riders in general. We arrive here, though, in Assen, a circuit that you love, a circuit that the Yamaha seems to love, so you must be very excited ahead of this weekend here for the Dutch TT.
Yes, so excited because it's one of my favorite track. Is totally different from Sachsenring, and yeah, the bike is going well. In 2019 I was so happy, and yeah, it's a track that I really like because it's so fast, and I think we can do really well. We feel great on the bike. Sachsenring was a tough one for us, but like I said, I think the podium was the best we could achieve on Sunday, and yeah, really happy about that one.
Thank you very much, Fabio. We're going to come to fellow Frenchman Johan Zarco now. Johan, after a positive start to the weekend, it was a tough day in the end on Sunday, but I'm sure you're keen to bounce back here in Assen before we head into the summer break.
I hope because it will be necessary for the championship, and before the summer break it would be good to catch a great result here. As I'm always saying, the Ducati has a huge potential, and I think the bike has the potential to be on the podium everywhere now this season. Clearly I missed something in Sachsenring, but the weekend were quite interesting, and also in the race, the first half, was pretty happy to see many things. So I hope these things will be useful for this weekend and will make me strong to fight with Fabio, that I think will be one of the best, and if I can be fast enough, I think I will enjoy.
Thank you, Johan. We now move to fellow Ducati rider Jack Miller. Jack, much like Johan, perhaps not the result you wanted from Germany, but you must be pleased to arrive here. Of course, that memorable race day in 2016, your first ever MotoGP win here. Do you get that real feeling just as you arrive at the circuit? Do the memories flood back when you come back to the Dutch TT?
Yeah, for sure. The memories flood back. It's kind of been an up and down track through my career, for sure. That massive highlight in 16, but it's one I've just never really gelled with, let's say, in the dry. But I'm keen to get here again this year. I struggled last time out in 2019 here a little bit, but I think with the package we've got this year, as Johan said, I think we've got a bike that should be able to fight for the podium week in, week out. It just wasn't our day last week on Sunday. I felt mega all weekend, just wasn't able to put it together in the race. But no, the boys rode well, and yeah, we got out of there with some decent points, and yeah, on to here, and then yeah, the summer break. So hopefully we can sort of end the first half of the season on a high note. It'd be nice, and yeah, come in the second half of the season with more of a clear idea of what we need to do.
Thanks very much, Jack. Going on to the back row now, and Miguel Oliveira. Miguel, your first pole position here 8 years ago on the Mahindra. So fond memories for you, of course, a Moto3 win here as well. And you come here so full of confidence. Is there any reason that you can see that you won't be competitive again here this weekend? And have you ever felt more confident than you do right now on a MotoGP machine?
No, for sure, the moment that we are right now, it's strong. And we are motivated. We feel better than ever. Assen is again a track where we come to discover with this new package that we have, that it's promising. Every racetrack that we have been, we could be straight away competitive, and we can at least show already on Friday our potential. And of course tomorrow it's going to be a key day for us to also find quick the way to set up the bike and be again competitive this weekend.
Thank you very much, Miguel. Marc Marquez, we're now going to come to you. Two questions for you. Firstly, 4 days have now passed since your emotional return to the top step in Germany. It didn't look like it had quite sunk in on Sunday. Have you had a chance to let it sink in now? And have you had to reassess perhaps the expectations coming into the Dutch TT?
Yeah, I mean, of course, it was an important victory on last Sunday. One of the most important or the hardest moment in my career, and this victory arrived in in a very important moment because we were in a very deep situation, and this gives to us extra motivation, especially to me, but also to the team, to Honda, because also a long time without victories. And yeah, let's see. I think here we will come back to our situation, our real situation. But anyway, it was important that victory before summer break. I mean, we will try to pass Assen circuit, and then we will have 1 month, more than 1 month, to continue our program, to continue our process, and yeah, let's see if we can ride in a better way than Mugello and Montmeló, but I cannot expect to be on the same level like Sachsenring.
And Marc, with that 5-week summer break that we've got coming up, so important for you to rest, to recuperate. Do you feel that your goals will be any different at the start of the second half of the season? And also just want to get your thoughts on Austin reappearing on the calendar. I'm sure you're pleased about that.
Yeah, of course. I mean, on summer break will be important for me. Still, the arm and the shoulder especially feels a lot if you stress too much. Not... It's strange because, for example, in Montmeló test I did many laps, but if I do some laps stop, I can ride many times. But if the stress on the arm is for a long time, like 30 laps in a row in each Sachsenring, then the day after the performance goes down a lot. But anyway, let's see. I mean, also I feel a lot the weather change. I feel a lot the humidity. But anyway, is the process is normal. I already have a phone call with the doctor, and he said that is normal. But the most important was that victory. Then let's see. Of course, good news from this weekend, from this week for me was that we will go to Austin. It's a circuit that I like it, and yeah, bad news that is already. We already cancelled, or it's not maybe 100%, but looks like we will not race in some racetracks. But anyway, of course, more races on the calendar will be better for all riders.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Good luck this weekend. Now we go over to Valentino Rossi. Valentino, an unbelievable record for you here in Assen. So many memories, so many great rides. You must be pleased to come back to this circuit every single year. And also, tell us some more details about the news that's finally broken here today, that you will have a full MotoGP team here in MotoGP with Ducati in 2022.
Yeah, Assen is a great place. Is a track that more or less every riders love, because first of all is the track with more history for motorcycle racing, and is on the calendar from the first time. And second, the layout is fantastic. Also, if now is modified, anyway, remain the taste of the old Assen, and the ride here is always a great pleasure. So yes, now is official for next year. World 46 will have a team in MotoGP, and we are all very happy and very proud for this project that starts 10 years ago with the Riders Academy, and also with the team in Moto3 and Moto2. So have a lot of good people that work on this project, and everybody are very, very excited. We will use the Ducati bike, and we are very happy of this. Is with the Italian bike and the Italian riders, and also the team that is in Italy, in Tavuglia, I think is good, and we can enjoy.
Valentino, you said some time ago that a decision on your future would come just before the summer break or during the summer break. Have you come to a conclusion yet? And if not, is riding in your own race team for next year even a possibility?
Yeah, I still not decide because I will think more deeply during this break. I also have to speak with Yamaha and with the team. But we want to try for better performance and better result for sure. So and the season, the start of the season until this moment was not fantastic under this point of view. So I think that will be very difficult that I will race also next year. And yes,
always the Prince push on me for race next year in my team with the Ducati, but at the moment I think that is will be very difficult.
Valentino, thank you very much. The best of luck this weekend. Miguel, we're going to come back to you now. Behind every great rider, there is a great crew chief. You, of course, have teamed up once more with Paul Trevathan for this year. I just want to get your thoughts on you both being reunited, how it went at the start. Did it take any time to adjust, or did it feel like putting on an old pair of slippers when you immediately went back with Paul?
No, with Paul it was quite easy to get back. We worked together in 2015. He was not my crew chief, but he was, KTM track assistant in Moto3, and so we did this year together in the same garage. So of course I knew him. Also when I moved to MotoGP, we were always talking a little bit, and of course the relationship was quite natural. So when I found him as my crew chief, I was very pleased. I was happy that we could work together. Also because I think not only him but the whole structure on that side of the garage, it's super. Everyone is great, but I've been working obviously more close to my side, and I'm really pleased that I'm in the position where I am now, because I have a great team helping me to achieve these great results.
Thanks very much, Miguel.
Thank you.
Have a good weekend. My last question is for the top 3 riders in MotoGP. After the Dutch TT, we'll have a 5-week summer break. That's the longest summer break any of you guys would have had as GP riders. Do you feel like you need that break to recharge the batteries? Would you rather it was shorter? Is it at the perfect amount after such a busy start to this year, the restrictions that we've been under from last year as well? Fabio, we could start with you.
Honestly, I like to have a break, but 5 weeks will feel a lot. But yeah, I mean, it's important also to have a break, to change a little bit your mind. But I think I'm just saying this right now, but already on the second week I will be already nervous to go back on the bike. But yeah, I think it's also necessary for the body and for your mind.
From my side, I think I could continue because I like when I do the GPs in a row, and I don't feel that really I need the break, but I will take it as it's coming and as a good thing, because maybe I don't feel it, but the body wants it, and 5 weeks will be long, and that's why it will be necessary to enjoy your break, but then restart to train well, to be ready for the second half that will start with the 2 Spielberg in a row. That can be good for the Ducati. So living day by day, I'm quite easy with it, and I think I will take it in a good way. But I think what's possible, the body could continue because the results are good, so you are happy when you go in this way.
Yeah, it's neither long enough or short enough. I mean, I can't go home. It's not long enough to go home, so I have to stay here. And yeah, it is what it is. It's always nice to have a break, go away and do some other things for a couple of weeks rather than have to travel and whatnot, so that'll be nice. But yeah, an extra week or 2 wouldn't have been bad. Can't always get what you want.
Thank you very much, guys. The best of luck to you all this weekend. That's it from me for now. Time to pass over to questions from the media, starting with Paolo.
Hi, Paolo Ianieri, Gazzetta dello Sport. I have one question for Valentino and one for Fabio. Valentino, as you said, the Prince is pushing for you to race next year together with Luca in your team. Did you know that he was going to say that in the press release? I think so. And up to a couple of weeks ago, you were saying there would not probably be a chance for you to ride with Ducati. Now you're saying it's difficult. So is it changing a little bit more chances that you change idea and that you race next year? And Fabio, we heard before Maverick speaking and he seems pretty down. He says he's going to copy everything you're going to do this weekend. If you put a suspension, he's going to use the same setting, same tires. He's going to copy everything that you're going to do.
Okay. I think every rider is different. For me, I don't think it's the correct way, but let's say for me, the bike is working super well. I'm super happy about the bike. Like I said, in Sachsenring was not the best track for us, but we were able to be fast. But here, I think, is a track that he always been fast here. He's the last winner of 2019, so I think even if he works on his way, he can go fast, but if he wants to go like us, he's no problem.
Non mi ricordo più cosa mi hai chiesto. No, allora, yeah, no, about the chance. Allora, about the Prince, yeah, we spoke sometimes, and he always pushed me for ride next year. I don't expect that he say in the press release, sincerely. But I know that you wanna try this with me and my brother. But I use the same word, so the same idea and the same word for the chance to not to race with the Ducati, but in general to race next year with my team. I think that will be very, very difficult.
Mela Chergoles from Diario As. One question for Vale and another one for Fabio and Marc. Vale, how will be your relationship with Yamaha when you finish within like a rider? And for Fabio and Marc, would you like to see Valentino on a Ducati next season?
My relationship with Yamaha is very good. I think that we make the best day of my career together, and also I think it's very good for us also make a team with the Yamaha. But next year, I mean. But we decide together also because I race for Petronas. And Petronas want to continue with the Yamaha, so at the end we stay together around the table, and we decide like this because it's better for everybody. And anyway, we are very, very happy to race with Ducati because the bike is very fast, and also because they always support our riders academy, so they are interested in the project. So I think that will be good.
Vale, Yamaha will miss you like ambassador of Yamaha?
I don't know. In my heart, I will remain always a Yamaha rider because we share a lot of moment together.
Hi guys, Simon Patterson.
I mean, for me, Vale is my idol since I have 5-6 years old. So to see him around the track or whenever the bike is, it's always great to have him on the championship. So even if he was riding on another category, it's always great to have him on the paddock. So why not?
I mean, as Fabio say, I mean, with Vale, everything is possible. He's racing with 42 years old, so also if he want to continue even on his team, will be important for MotoGP. So yeah, why not?
Hi guys, Simon Patterson from The Race. Another question for Vale. Vale, we know that there was some interest with Suzuki, some interest with Aprilia, maybe something with Yamaha. Can you explain why Ducati was the option that you chose for the team?
We speak with a lot of different brands, yes. But you know, when you do this type of negotiation, you have behind a lot of different things. So you have to consider the price of the bike. You have to consider the support and everything. At the end, remain Yamaha and Ducati, and we decide Ducati. But first of all, when we speak together, we have a very good relationship with Paolo Ciabatti, that is always work at this project, but also to Gigi Dall'Igna. They will do a great effort next year with a lot of bike. The bike is competitive. I think at the end is because we have more things to share together with Ducati, especially from the Italian to growing up the Italian riders. I think this was the main reason at the end.
Giovanni Zamagni, MotoGP from Italy. I have a question for two Ducati riders. In the past, this track was not so good for Ducati. I wanted to know why, if you know why, and what do you think about this year? Thank you.
I think it was quite difficult because there are quite tight corners here and also some changing direction with a lot of speed and like 6-7 and also the last changing direction before the chicane. And but clearly this season we see that we can be on the podium even on track that they are complicated for the Ducati or complicated on the paper. But Sachsenring was one of them, and we were not on the podium, but clearly not so far. And from my side, I really got some issue with something that I lost a lot of time. But the performance was there, and pole position was nice. So that's why this weekend we cannot go on the track thinking it will be too difficult.
Yeah, I mean, as Johan said, the change of directions is been quite difficult, and also the long corners. For example, here in the first sector, we have these couple of really long corners, so they were a bit tougher in the past. But as we've seen this year, the bike we've made, it's had a massive improvement. And yeah, in Mugello still struggled a little bit with the fast change directions, for example, in the last sector. But here, I think with the pitching of the bike and stuff like that, hopefully it shouldn't be too much of an issue, but we will have to wait and see on free practice.
Marc, it's possible that we have rain this weekend. It's good for you and maybe worse for Fabio, for example? Sorry, Fabio.
No, I mean, of course, as low rider and is with the difficulties, pray for rain. So this is true that if it's raining on Sunday, we'll open everything. All the possibilities will be more open. But I mean, I don't care. Those will not change my final result in the championship if it's rain or dry. So let's see during the weekend. And the most important is, try to do a step in front, but compare Mugello Montmeló, not comparing Sachsenring.
Hi, good afternoon. Tammy from Sport 5 Israel. It's questions for Marc, please. We actually heard from Paul saying the same things that Viñales said about Fabio's bike. He said about your bike last weekend, and that he wants to copy everything that you do. And he also mentioned that the chassis is different. What is the difference between Paul's bike and yours bike? And also, we saw you already riding the bike on Monday. So, and I think that's the first time we saw you after a weekend being active. So how did that feel? Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, on Monday I just ride 10 minutes, 3 laps slow and 3 laps fast. It's true that it was a motocross bike in a flat track mode. I mean, no jumps, just to some videos with one YouTuber, the Gref, that was a great event, but it was only 10 minutes. I mean, not more. And yeah, about Paul, but also about Honda, generally speaking. I mean, we are trying to find a way. Find a way, find a base, and from that base start work. I mean, when I arrived here, for me it was difficult in the beginning because I was riding the bike in a strange way. But since Mugello, I start to ride the bike more or less same way, same riding style like before. The setup was closer to 2019, and yeah, now all on the riders are looking for a similar bike like I'm using, because I'm the only one that are using a little bit different bike. And yeah, everybody's looking for it, but it's what I say. I mean, Sachsenring was Sachsenring. I mean, in other racetracks will be different. It's true that Paul at the moment is struggling a little bit to find a way to be fast and especially consistent with Honda. Also, the other Honda riders are struggling a bit. Maybe Nakagami is the one that understand better the way to ride, but yeah, we are in a difficult moment. It's not like a Sachsenring disappeared everything. We are in a difficult moment. I'm not helping the bike is not helping me, and this compromise makes everything more difficult. But we are on the way. I mean, and here we will try a few things, and step by step, let's see if in the second part of the season we can start to prepare 2022.
Hi, Lewis Duncan from Autosport. I have a question for Marc. Like you say, this weekend we'll be back to reality almost. It'll be more difficult for you. But after what happened last week, do you feel more ready to suffer because you know that at the end of the line you can win again? You know you've proven that. So do you feel more at ease with going back to a more difficult situation? Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that I'm ready to suffer, but if I want to suffer, or if I try to suffer, I will crash again, like Mugello Montmeló. I mean, this is the reality. In Sachsenring, I was riding very smooth, very precise. I mean, I know very well this track. That track also was everything on left corners, only 3 right corners, and if I have some reaction of the bike, I can control in a good way. But here, you know, you can suffer for 5, 6, 7, 10 laps. But if you want to suffer all the race, in the end, it's easy to have a mistake. So let's see. The most important for me this weekend is, of course, was a great motivation on mental side, and we are convinced now that we can do it, but on the future, not now. And this will be the target this weekend. Try to do a step, but do a step comparing Mugello Montmeló and not Sachsenring. And this means try to be in the top 10, not better.
Hi guys, Thomas Bojard from GP Mag in France. A question to the French boys. First of all to Fabio. Fabio, this track, like Barcelona, has got a lot of flow. Where do you think you got that flow? Is it starting very early on a 50cc bike and getting your technique quite early? And to Johan, you know both bikes, you know Yamaha and you know Ducati. Do you think Valentino could be even faster on the Ducati than what he does now on the Yamaha? Thank you very much.
No, I think Barcelona and Assen is not really about the age, because at the end when you are young, it's not there that you really take your technique. But I think it's just 2 tracks that I love, that suits me so well. Here in general is the Sector 3. Even with the Moto 3, Moto 2, I always been super fast in Sector 3. So there is corners where whatever the bike it is, you feel good. And on that track, I always feel good. So I hope the same for this weekend. But yeah, it's one of my favorite track, and I think also with the bike is going well. So it's not really about the technique.
An interesting question. I think the Ducati is going up so much, and if like last year we will have 8 bikes, it can become really the best bike of the category, where many riders can adapt quite well and be fast. For sure, if he race next year, he will be faster in the straight. That's with no doubts. But I think, yeah, if he race next year, he will have again the motivation. So then the pleasure to go on every track, and with new feelings. And with these new feelings, I think if Vale stays, he will be to do better than this year. And I think the Ducati can bring it. But really, The question is if he stay or not.
Hello, Bernardo Matias from Motorcycle Sports Portugal. My question is for Miguel Oliveira. Good afternoon. So you are in the best moment of the season for you. Is the summer break coming at a good time for you, or would you prefer not to have that break now?
Hard to answer, because of course when you are on a good moment you want to continue, but it's the calendar we have. Many times we hear also, if the race have 2 more laps or 3 more laps, a guy could have won it or the other one could lose it. It's what it is. It's the calendar, and now is 5 weeks break after this race. As everyone said, it's nice to rest a little bit, take your mind off racing, and so this is what we will all do in our own way.
Thank you.
Hello, guys. This is Lucio Lopez from Motor Race Nation. I would like to ask Valentino Rossi and Marc Marquez same question. That is, now we have same electronics, same tires, aerodynamics, and the whole shot device. Is there less space for the riders to make the difference with the riding styles? Is the human factor less than in the past? Thank you.
Dai.
Vado?
Vai te.
I think that is different. For sure is different. The human side is less. I don't know. I'm not sure. I think that more or less is same. Maybe in the past the rider can make a bit more difference, like maybe 60% rider and 40% bike. Now is 50-50. So maybe a little bit less, but I think that doesn't change a lot, and I think that anyway the strong riders, the good riders are the guys at the top, and I think that more or less the situation is the same, because if you have a better rider, at the end of the race he can arrive in front.
I mean, basically, as Valentino say, I think more or less for me, the rider makes the difference, and this is something that we need to keep in our sport. And it's true that now with equal electronic, I mean, same the bike performance more or less is same from official team to the satellite team, and all these things helps a lot. That a team that 10 years ago never had any possibility to, or a rider in a satellite team that was impossible to win a race, now it's possible, and even fight for a championship, because the bikes are completely different. Maybe the new items arrive a bit later, but are not a very important things. So yeah, this helps, and especially the tires improve, and when the tires improve and the grip is very high, then everything is more equal, because as soon you need to start to manage the gas, need to start to manage the spin. This is where you can make the difference. But when the grip is very high and you can open the gas, full gas immediately, and all these things, then everything is more equal.
Hi guys, Niki Kovács from Nemzeti Sport Online and Motor Review Hungary. One question for Valentino and another one for Marc again. Valentino, we can see that you just became honorary citizen of Assen. Congratulations, first of all. I was wondering whether you ever had the chance to look around, at least in Assen. If yes, what's your best off-track memory? Any celebration after one of the 10 victories you had here? And for Marc, I would like to go back a little bit to the chassis question, if you don't mind.
Okay.
before Mugello, Jarsi asked you, all the riders, to work in the same way, use the same parts and chassis. Today, Alex and also Taka told me that they will continue with the 21 version. I would like to know what's your plan for the second part of the season. And if you can tell us whether last time you used the 20, the 19, upgraded, or which one? Thank you.
Yeah, for me, I'm very proud. It's a great honor because Assen is an important name, is an important place for all the riders and for all the motorcycle fans because it's a magic track. Maybe is one of the most famous. It's good. I have the key. I am. Come si dice? I have the key also of Laguna Seca. So Laguna Seca and Assen are two good places, and I have to thanks everybody. And like you said, for the majority of the riders, the Assen is the track of Assen and the paddock of Assen, because we are always here to work. But in the past, sometimes we go out in Assen, and I remember that we were in some places, some restaurant to eat on Sunday night, or that time was Saturday night because we raced on Saturday, and it was always very very funny. Have a lot of young people around, so is apart from the track is a good place.
Yeah, it's difficult to explain, and I will not explain everything. But it's true that last year I was not racing, and then on the HRC continue trying new items, and the riders were racing some of that items like it and keep on the bike, and definitely the performance of the bike was not bad. I mean, Alex finished 2 times in the podium last year. Last races was consistent in the top 10. So also Nakagami was fast by the pole position in Aragon. And then what we did basically is just okay. Fair races, I was not able to understand the bike, but as soon as I start to understand, I feel something strange, and then I start to analyze with all the team and all the engineers what they did in the pre-season, what they did in Qatar. And they changed a few things, and there is where all the riders were in Qatar test, they like it and they keep it, but then, okay, they like, but the performance is the same, or even worse. So if you like something, you need to be faster on the track. So then is when we start to look all these things and arrive one point that I say, okay, I want to come back to something that I know. And something that I know is 2019 or 2020 in Jerez, and now we are racing on that base, and yeah, race by race. If we have time, we try that new things that the other riders already use, and I try to adapt to my riding style, and this is what we did since Montmeló. From that, since Le Mans we did one step, since Mugello another step, Montmeló another step, and Sachsenring was definitely my bike. I mean, and now on we will try to test again that things that the others already use, but is to find a way for 2022, not for improve this weekend or this year.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Guido Venneman from Raceport in the Netherlands. I have a question for Fabio, Vale, and Marc. Over the last few years, we've seen that the Assen circuit has invested a lot in both the track with new asphalt, but also for the fans with new grandstands and a lot of new facilities. We know that a lot of tracks are struggling. For example, Brno has disappeared from the calendar. So do you think that Assen is one of the examples how to be a circuit for MotoGP?
Well, even in 2019, I felt like the asphalt was not bad, if I remember well. And they did even new asphalt. new grandstand for the fans, and I think is a big example. But I think that all the tracks have not the same budget, so I mean, here for me is one of the best track, one of the more secure, and of course there is places where it's dangerous because it's a really fast track, but I'm really happy about this track, and let's see how is the new asphalt tomorrow. But I think they do the things really well in Assen.
It's difficult to understand the story behind all the tracks because, like Fabio said, every track have his budget and have his history. But for sure, here in Assen, this is a great track, and so they modified the first part that was great, but at the end the track maybe is a little bit shorter and a little bit worse, but anyway remain with a great feeling. And the asphalt is always very good in all the conditions, and especially the last grandstand is like a stadium. Is maybe the best place. You have also in a lot of other track a big grandstand with a lot of atmosphere when you are on the front straight. But here in Assen for sure is special because the grandstand is coming from all the last sector and arrive to the turn one. So I think that during the years they make always a great work.
Basically, as they say, I mean, it's the correct way in a circuit. When you resurface, before to resurface, you need to understand when will be the next resurface, even if it's a lot of bumps but the asphalt during the years lose the grip, and in some racetracks are much worse than here on 2019, and they keep going with the same surface. But yeah, happy, and let's see if they did. I hope, and I'm sure that they did a great job, and we will enjoy more on riding.
Valentino, I had an interesting interview with Max Biaggi for his 50th birthday. And among the many things that he says about you and him and your rivalry, he said something which I find pretty nice. About you continue racing, he's saying that passion is what drives you. And if somebody is driven by passion, he cannot just do something else. Basically, you have to listen to passion and continue to live for that. Is your passion still the same as before? Could it change with a new challenge and become bigger again?
Yeah, I think for me, yes, for sure, but not just for me. I think that this is not a job that so is something that can make you a very good life, but you don't. It's not enough race with motorcycle or ride the motorcycle just for work or for the money. I think that more or less every riders are moved from the great passion that they have when they ride the motorcycle in a track, and it's something that maybe we understand when we were very young, that for the first time you touch a small bike and you understand that can be your way. So yes, for me the passion is very high. I always enjoy very much, but you know, the results are very important, and also for enjoy, because anyway this type of life is quite stressful. I mean, you have to train a lot, and after during the weekend. It's always a great feeling when you ride the motorcycle, but you have always also a lot of pressure from outside and from yourself also. So I think that the passion is not a big problem, but it's also important to try to understand if you are able to achieve good result, because like in all the sports, the results make the difference.
Okay, gentlemen, just time for MotoGP Social before we let you go. And for the last MotoGP Social before the summer break, this is also the last race before the Summer Olympics in Tokyo. We would like to ask you if there is a particular Olympic sport that you like to follow. Maybe there is an athlete that you know. Maybe you have a favourite athlete in the sport as well. So we're going to go round and find out from each of you if there is any particular Olympic sport that you particularly follow. Does anyone like to go up first? No? Okay, Johan, we'll go with you first.
For the show, the 100 meters is always nice to see because it's very famous. But he won't do the Olympic because now he did before and so on. But I'm following and speaking a lot with Renaud Lavellini. That is, I don't know how we say in English, la perche.
Pole vault.
La perche.
Yeah. Pole vault.
Pole vault. And this is pretty interesting because I never tried, but maybe with him I have the chance to try, and it's so technical. So if there is something, it will be that.
Thank you very much, Johan. Fabio?
It's difficult to say. I mean, the 100 meters is true that for the show is short and really nice. But to be honest, I don't really look. I heard also there will be the skateboard, I think in Giro, if I'm not wrong. So, yeah, maybe that one is the most interesting.
Okay, thank you, Fabio. Jack?
Yeah, for sure in the past it was always nice. I mean, being an Australian, we normally got a decent swimming team. But seeing what Michael Phelps did there and stories like that, you know, when you get these, let's say, superhuman people come in and dominate. But as Fabio said, they're also letting BMX in this year as well, and we got some decent BMX riders out of Australia, so definitely looking forward to seeing how they get on.
Thank you very much, Jack. Miguel?
I mean, we are quite lucky. We have a number of different athletes in different categories. Judo, we are always quite good. We have a female medalist, Thelma Monteiro, which is really impressive. We have a European and world champion also on judo. I'm really keen to see the surfing this season, how we do. We have Kikas there also. And yeah, we have great names in Olympics, so really looking forward for them, and of course wish them all good luck.
Thank you very much, Miguel. On to you, Marc.
Yeah, as they say, the one that I try to watch always is 100 meters because it's especially when it was Usain Bolt, not anymore, but was a great show. And yeah, by the press, I will try to understand which Spanish athletes and sportmen, sport girls also will go there and can have a good result. And I will watch always if it's some Spanish sportmen, I try to watch some athlete. But if it's not any Spanish there, I never watch.
Thank you very much, Marc. And lastly, Valentino, over to you.
Yes, as they say, the 100 meters, but also the 200 meters are the most famous. But all the distance where they run, because we always run at home, and is interesting. It's quite embarrassing compare the time of the marathon or the half marathon and everything, but this is good. And after, nothing in particular apart in general the Olympics, because when start is a special event, and after you enter in the atmosphere, and you start to see all the different sports. So for sure, I will follow.
Thank you very much, Valentino. That's it for today. Thank you very much. Good luck.